Well, it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Chico, California, on top of our rig right now, and you can see the pit area and the quarter-mile Silver Dollar Speedway right behind me. Welcome back to today's video. Excited to have you guys hanging out with us here today. Night number 2 here at the Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico, California for a 410 sprint car weekend, and tonight is officially the David Tartar Memorial. I believe it's $3,500 to win. We have about 30 410s here in the pit area. Phenomenal car count for West Coast 410 sprint car racing, and also tonight is King of the West sanction, which I'm sure helped out a little bit. We struggled a little bit last night to get some speed and just get the overall balance of the car where we needed it, but with some laps and with, you know, just getting me more comfortable, getting me where I need to be, and now I think we are ready to take on night number 2. So we're gonna have hot laps, then be right into single car qualifying, which is by far the most important part of our night as far as setting us up where we need to be, up front, out of trouble, and with all the fast guys to contend for a win and a really good finish. Qualifying just wrapped up here at the Silver Dollar Speedway for the David Tartar Memorial with the King of the West sprint cars. And I told you guys after qualifying yesterday, we were just that close to where we needed to be, and tonight was very similar. Now I feel like I put together 2 better laps, but we're still just so close time-wise. You know, we're around other fast cars, but we just still need to be a little bit better. Ended up 18th out of I believe 28 cars that took time, and they took the top 16 to invert in the heat races. So I believe now we're going to be rolling off from 5th in our heat. That will be up next. The racetrack wasn't as fast tonight because I felt like it had like a small layer of grease in some spots. 1 and 2 I got through really well. I was able to drive in hard, get the car rotated. I didn't trip over my right front. And then 3 and 4, my mistake was I got in a little high, and it was almost like I had to turn twice to get across the track instead of almost trying to enter lower and maybe slide through it, because as I got higher, I almost got in the wet spot, and then I was just hanging on exit. As I told you guys just that much, I think our time was a 12.9, quick time was a 12.5, and really to be in the top 8 was like a 12.7. So it's just it's so frustrating. These guys are so good, and I just gotta, you know, you just gotta be that much closer to perfect to be, you know, running right alongside them. So like I said, starting 5th in this heat race, got to try to go forward. Racetrack's still very fast, going to be tough to pass, and all we can do is what we can do and see how that sets us up for the feature.
faster laps than you qualified.
I'm sure I was.
12.8. And so Dominic Selzy, which was leading, he was running 12.8. His first couple laps were 12.4s, but then it was like a 12.8, 12.8. I mean, and you were catching the 56.
Well, the heat race is down. I think I told you guys we were in the ballpark around 34.10s. I think we came out to 31 total by the time everyone signed in and ran out and qualified. Just got done with our heat race as well. Started 5th, ran 5th, which was a big improvement from last night considering we went backwards. But the most promising part about those 10 laps is that felt like the best race I've ran so far this weekend. I just was able to put together some consistent laps and hit my marks, you know, each time by. Worked the bottom a little bit in 1 and 2, worked the top side a little bit in 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, and was able to move around, and no matter where I went, my car still felt good, and I felt like I was still able to do my job. This race is really tricky. Another thing I really noticed there during those 10 laps was I found a really good spot with these 410s. You know, sometimes you're not always just wide open, mashing the gas. You really gotta have throttle control, so I felt like I was able to find maybe around 70% throttle control where my car handled good, and I didn't have to get too far into it and too far out of it. I was able just to, you know, have my foot in a very similar spot all the way around, so the car still handled well and had speed, and I was able to try to push it or back it off to find that sweet spot. So that's another positive about that heat race. Anyway, we were in the show, don't have to run a B, and now all we can do is get our car better and see what they do to make the racing surface more racy as we get into tonight's 35 lap A. So our night is flying by here at Silver Dollar. Only 2 classes on tap, so they just ran the heats, then they ran through the B mains, and the A main is up next. I have 2 fans though that want to be in the video. What's your name?
Gage.
And?
Elijah.
Elijah. These guys have been hanging out here around the Speedway all weekend long. Been really, really fun. We're getting better and better, and now we are heading out for our A main event starting deep. I think, I need to look exactly, but we're either 19th or 20th, and I think we're starting on the inside row. So about to strap in. They're doing final track adjustments, just trying to tilt up the bottom, toss around the top, try to make sure it don't take rubber tonight, and we have a good surface for all 35 laps, a little bit longer feature as well. So just adds to the chaos.
You got this. You're gonna be tight at the beginning. Use your wing. Love you. Thank you. Love you.
everything's in one piece and loaded and ready to head back to Southern Oregon. I've been racing for a long time, and tonight I can officially say that was the most hard-fought battle I've ever had for a 17th place finish. Went forward early, made some all right moves, kind of really worked the bottom side of the racetrack since we started down there. And once I passed a car or two, then I got stuck on the top side and lost more spots, then gained some back, then got on the top again and went backwards. I don't know what it was. I think part of it was just we were really getting stuck on the right rear on the high side, and then part of it was I could have driven it a little bit differently to help, but just by the time you get slowed up by cars in front of you, it's so easy to get tight and get out of sorts and not see where you're going. Where the bottom's not like that, so I feel like our result tonight, I talked about, we fought so hard to run 17th, but maybe if we would have consistently moved forward and you know, had our cards play out differently, maybe we would have been close to the top 10, or you know, right outside of it, because at one point we were moving forward and I felt like there was a group of 4 or 5 cars in front of us that we weren't far off. We just needed to, you know, move a little bit quicker, I guess. But anyway, that wraps up our 2 nights here at Silver Dollar. I know it was a very difficult weekend. Trust me, I feel like very disappointed about how it went. We're gonna keep striving to be better. You know, we definitely did not meet our expectations and where we want to be, but I guess you could say that is, you know, that's what keeps you coming back for more. So thanks to our crew, they never gave up. We're still not giving up. Thanks to my friends and family that also came out and supported us. This was a little bit closer to home, and then also all of our marketing partners, Next Gen Def, On-Site Screeners, Fast 4 Media, Earth Environmental, Pit Stop USA, ABC Powder Coating, Lafarge North America, Carson Oil, as well as Bullseye Design and Print and QRC for supporting us. Yeah, you gotta learn to have, you know, a very, very short-term memory sometimes in racing, put weekends like this behind us and keep moving forward. Chico was just a very difficult track. Haven't been here many, you know, only was here one weekend before this, and just first time here in a 410, just took me a little bit longer to get going and just didn't get great laps. And, you know, by the time the weekend's over, you know, it already all flew all by, and a lot of it also just has to do with qualifying. If we get a good qualifying lap one of the nights, you know, your whole night is different, and you go from maybe running in the very back to, you know, running in the top 5, top 10, competing for a really good finish. So that's 410 sprint car racing for you. Like I said, headed back home, got some work to do this weekend. Trust me, we're not giving up. We will be back. See you guys all in the next one.